Barca officials in hot water, Real to cash in on Bale, City planned defensive addition, Man United hand to the Europa League boost, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, and according to reports in Spain, former Barcelona president Josep Bartomeu has allegedly been arrested. The arrest, along with a few other Barcelona high-ranking officials, surrounds the so-called Barçagate scandal from last year, which saw a few of the club officials accused of orchestrating a smear campaign against Barcelona's players and coaches. Apparently, they were trying to defend Bartomeu against some of the Barcelona players and coaches, and it was all a bit of a mess. This, of course, in such a busy week for the club as well. Not only have they got a game against Sevilla in the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final, but on top of this, they've got the elections for the new president. The terms bowing out gracefully and going quietly definitely do not apply here. So, whilst everything is going absolutely mental off the pitch, it's actually a bit of a credit to Barcelona. They've managed to kind of put some form together off the pitch. Game against PSG put to one side for the minute. As mentioned, they are in the semi-final of the Copa del Rey, and they're actually sitting in joint second place in La Liga. In fact, they are in second place because Real Madrid could not go 2 points ahead of them by beating Real Sociedad last night because they drew. In fact, they managed to just save a late point as Vinicius Jr. scored on his 100th game for Real Madrid. And just a quick point on those elections, if Juan Laporta does manage to become the president at Barcelona, apparently he already has an agreement in place with Hector Bellerin to bring him back to the club that trained him as a youngster. Moving on then, and to Real Madrid, who are planning a bit of a summer move, and it could now involve Gareth Bale. Up until a few weeks ago, it looked as though Bale's loan wasn't exactly going to plan at Tottenham, and he was going to return to Real Madrid, having not really fitted into the team or regained his fitness and form. But the last few weeks, we've seen the Gareth Bale of old, being absolutely fantastic in Spurs' last few games, including goals, assists, and just all-round some stunning play. And this has led to Real Madrid to believe that they can cash in on Bale and sell him full-time to Tottenham. Now, the price may not actually be a big one, and I don't think the Spurs are going to be paying over the odds for a 31-year-old. Having said that, just getting rid of Gareth Bale means Real Madrid will no longer have his £600,000 a week deal on their books. So instead, they're going to try and sign somebody else who's also going to cost a rather lot of money. The whole reason they think they can cash in on Bale and get his wages off the books is because they are planning a bid for Kylian Mbappe. At the moment, though, I think this is just paper talk. In fact, it's definitely paper talk. I just can't see how getting rid of Bale for a nominal fee and his $600k a week is going to somehow free up loads of cash for Mbappe. I mean, first off, Mbappe's probably going to want the $600k a week anyway in wages. Maybe not then. We'll go $400k a week. $500k a week. And on top of this, PSG are obviously going to demand a ridiculous transfer fee as well. I completely agree with this part of the story that Bale could be leaving full-time, but I'm not so sure that this summer Real Madrid will be able to tempt Kylian Mbappe, purely because they just won't have the money. Moving on then, and to a team who definitely still have the money despite the fact there's a global pandemic going on, and that is Manchester City. Now apparently it's going to be one in, one out in the left back position for them this summer. The one going out is Alexander Zinchenko, and honestly I feel like he's been a little bit hard done by. Signed for just 1.5 million a few years ago as actually a left midfielder or a left winger, he's now playing at left back in a position which has been, let's say, troublesome for Manchester City. Yes, they moved Fabian Delph there a few years ago from midfield. They've also had Benjamin Mendy, who can't seem to stay fit for run of form, and now they've got Zinchenko, who, as I mentioned before, wasn't exactly bought for this position, but is actually doing a pretty good job. In fact, in Manchester City's 20-game winning streak, he has been a key part of it, playing some scintillating football and only missing one game in 2021. If he were to be sold, the replacement looks like it might be Atalanta's Robin Gosens. Now, he has had a fantastic go of it in Serie A with Atalanta and has contributed from left back a hell of an amount of goals and assists, considering he's playing a rather defensive role. When Atalanta play 5 at the back, he's allowed to go forward a little bit more freedom, and it's seen the team finish in the top 4 in 2 consecutive seasons in Italy and also reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And this year, against Real Madrid, yes, they lost the first leg, but who knows where they can take the second leg. This would be a pretty good deal for Manchester City because, like I mentioned, they just cannot seem to nail down this left back position. Oh, I almost forgot, there's also Nathan Ake as well, centre back come left back. Doesn't exactly seem like he's up to the task of being left back full time either. Along with this though, they may also be selling Eric Garcia, as it looks like he'll be returning to Barcelona, so letting two young defenders go in the same window might not exactly be the best deal for Manchester City, but I guess we'll see what happens. Next up then, to United, who have been handed a massive boost in their Europa League campaign, and that is in the match against AC Milan, where former player and talisman for AC Zlatan Ibrahimovic will probably miss both legs with injury. Apparently he's going to be out for around 3 weeks, which definitely sees him out of the first time, potentially out of the second as well. This was like the main storyline. This is what I was looking forward to the most. Zlatan, just generally being Zlatan, the top goal scorer at AC Milan, taking AC Milan towards a title challenge, maybe not towards the title in Serie A, and also against his former club. Like, you just know he was going to do something, and now the fact that he's injured is not only a loss for the neutrals watching, but also a loss for AC as well. Before this, I would have said it's quite even, but now I think the tie's just tilted in Manchester United's favour. But who knows? Finally then, a quick round up of the rest of the day's transfer news that you might have missed, and Reading fullback Omar Richards, that's right, Reading fullback Omar Richards, has agreed a deal to join Bayern Munich. From Reading to Bayern. If anyone has made that transfer before in the history of football, please let me know in the comment section, because I can't think of anybody. Elsewhere, in West Ham have drawn up a shortlist of strikers they want in the summer. It's headed by Chelsea's Tammy Abraham. There's also Arsenal's Eddie Nketiah, and also Brentford's Ivan Toney on there as well. Liverpool are apparently willing to test Udinese's resolve over Rodrigo de Paul with a £26 million bid. And lastly but not least, Manchester United target Andre Silva has said he is flattered by the speculation linking him for a move from Frankfurt to Old Trafford, but that it's just speculation and he'll worry about that at the end of the season. So there you have it, and that's all from me for today. Make sure you check out everything else we've got going on OneFootball, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.